back, everybody. Today, I'm just gonna go for a walk. Got some trail cameras I want to pick up. Got the gun with me. You never know, I might see a squirrel or a rabbit. So, just gonna have fun, pick up the cameras. I'm gonna do a little scouting on this property and see what's been around. Been a lot of fox right here. A lot of fox tracks. But we're just gonna have fun and go for a walk around, maybe take some pictures and some videos. I'm gonna check out this area a little bit better. I want to do a food plot and check another area. See how much, just kind of see how much clearing that I'm gonna have to do this spring when all the snow melts. And yeah, just gonna go for a walk with the shotgun and pick up some trail cameras and maybe kill a squirrel or two. So, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the deer season. Hope you guys had a better deer season than I had. Never did get a buck, but it's alright. I had plenty of opportunities to kill a buck. I'm just too picky. That is no fault of my own. No fault other than my own. And that's it. Deer season's over with. And preparation has already started for next year's deer season, so that's all I can do. Turn you guys back on a little bit. Alright guys, coming up on the stand now. I just crossed the creek down here, I call Beach Ridge. Just a nice little bench up here. A lot of deer track coming up through here. It's a pretty good spot during bow season. There's a lot of activity, and a real big one that was back here during bow. He come through here at least a couple different times, as well as some other nice bucks. So I did have a camera here. I had taken it down, but this is just a scouting mission also. I'm really just back here before we lose the snow and get some snow. We had this snow for almost a week, so you can see a week's worth of concentrated deer sign. And deer season's over. I'm not going to be hunting deer up in here again until next season. So this is the best time to really get in here and try to locate and scout and find out where your deer are moving in the later part of the season. Or maybe if you're at a new property, really just get an idea of how the deer move through a property. Half the time, that's half the battle, is just trying to figure out how the deer specifically move through a property. A lot of times you can tell by old trails and stuff, but a lot of times you can't. Like right here, here's a nice deer trail going down towards the creek. They cross the creek and they go up on the other ridge. I didn't know there was a trail here. It's all open hardwoods. it's really hard to tell when there's an open trail and maybe not be used as much as the one that's down there. And a lot of times them not so heavily used trails can also be what I kind of call and consider a buck trail. It's just not going to be used as much. So it's a great time to get out there, do your scouting, and really figure out what's going on a piece of property that you may be new to, or just reassure what you know on a property that you've been hunting for years. I know from past, I've been hunting this property for like 14 years. This is my grandma's property. I hope to one day be able to buy this place. I've killed more big bucks here than any other property combined. So it's just something, and plus I want to keep it in the family and own my own piece of land. So, but right here you can see, right there, another big deer trail cuts down and goes on the other side of that trail I just showed you. So, you can learn a lot. Another thing you can learn a lot is don't be afraid to go into the bedding areas now or during shed season. You can learn a lot. I try to stay out of bedding areas unless absolutely necessary, or it's this time of year. When it's this time of year, I'm not afraid to bomb in there and really either reassure what I know or maybe find out something new. Because if you leave the woods without learning something every time you go in the woods, really rethink why you're going in the woods and just try to learn something new every single time you go to the woods. About deer, turkey, if you got bear, whatever. Learn something new every time you go out. It'll help you guys out in the long run, I promise you. Here's a perfect example. How well you guys can see this trail right here. It goes up and goes back. There's a really heavily used trail right there. And then right here on that little sapling, you got a rub. Now I know it's an old rub. And then there's another little old rub right there and right there. But there's a bed right there, a little fawn, looks like. And I previously know already the deer bed up in this particular area. I really wouldn't be surprised if I walk over here and I find several more beds. A lot of time this is doe bedding though, but this is a buck trail coming into doe bedding during a rut. When a buck is cruising for does, your best areas are going to be your doe bedding areas, or anywhere you think does might frequent. Here is just a little rub right there, but that one's from this year. And then we got another little rub right there on that tree. And I think that tree right out in front of us, I'm going to walk over there and look, but I'm pretty sure this has got a pretty decent sized rub on it. Looks pretty tore up from the back side here. Yeah, so if you look right here, I don't know how well you guys can see that with all the snow. It's making it bright out here, but there's a really good rub right there. There's another one right here. Here's another old rub on that tree right there. But if you look, there's a little bed right there. Looks like there's an old bed right there. And then there's a bed right there, bed down there. You guys can use these tools to find out. There's another bed right there. I'll walk over here and look at it. Wow, look at the deer trail right here. Look at this deer trail right here. You guys see that? That is a freaking cow path. Right there. So there's beds all around in here. And if you notice, if you're looking over here, the deer are coming right down this ridge, and they can look over everything in bottom, but they have the elevation gain on them. And this creates an edge right here. I mean, you can see where it drops off. These deer are just following this edge down. I might actually grab my cell cam and move my cell cam to over here. I'm going to grab every other trail camera except for my cell cams. I'm going to let them sit out and tell me what's still around. I have a pretty good idea what's still around, but I'm going to let them sit out here and tell me what's going on. But there's a perfect pinch point right here. The edge of the hardwoods, you guys can see it. Right there, there's the edge of the hardwoods. This is all pine up here. These deer coming down out of the hardwoods, following this pine tree edge down, and following this ravine edge down, and they're going right back towards the other bedding area. It's that simple. If you guys get out here right now, you can learn your properties without screwing anything up for deer season, as close to deer season as possible. You know, these trails ain't just going to be used now. These trails are going to be used all throughout the year. And this trail, I know from experience, I didn't realize it was this heavy, but I learned something. This trail that comes down through here, it used to go down over here. But the simple thing is I can go down here and show you. Simplest thing, like a tree falling over, can just move the deer over a little bit. It's only a 10-yard gap here, but by the time you get down there, you're talking you're out of bow range if you have your stand set up at the bottom. Because there is a hickory tree that fell over down here and it maneuvered the deer more to the right. Or I guess I should say more to the east, southeast. So it pushes the deer more to the east so they can get around this other tree. And I guarantee you this trail goes down here, crosses this creek, and goes up on the other side. And there's a side trail that comes down in the bottom here. I know that from experience hunting this property. So get out there, learn your property, get out there right now, and this is the best time you guys can take to learn your property without really screwing anything up as far as hunting season goes, because you don't want to be doing this during hunting season when you're bumping all the deer out and throwing your scent all over the place. But look at that. Isn't that just pretty? Look at that. Unbelievable. Alright, I'm going to take some pictures and we'll get on to, I'm going to scout around down here in this bottom, and then I'm going to go up on the other hemlock flat up on the other side and see what's happening over there. So, I'll be back with you. Alright everybody, we're at the next spot. I'm going to bomb through here pretty quick. Got an ice system coming in with freezing rain. We're supposed to get almost a quarter-inch ice, I guess. So that'll be fun tonight with the power. But we're heading back into my other main spot. Just checking for coyote tracks. There's a lot of coyotes on this property, but I'm heading into my second main spot that I go to. I want to check. There's a little piece in here. Talking to the landowner around here. He's one of a kind. Super nice. That was deep. Super nice guy. Never ask questions of what I'm doing. You know, I literally will not do anything without asking him. We're in a cornfield right here, as you guys can see. But look at that. Right off the bat, pretty big deer run. And like I've said in all my other videos, look at right where it is. Right down the edge. Use edges to your advantage. It works. But enough about that. There's a big buck track. Look at that track. The reason I can tell it's a buck track, see how it's staggered? I might be able to show you a little better right here. See how it's staggered? It's usually a sign that it's a big buck track, and just the length of the stride and the size of the track in general. I'm 6'2". I got big old hands. That's a pretty big track. So I'm pretty sure I know what deer made it. There's a real big tall 8-pointer in here. I've had pictures of him for 2 years now. I definitely would have shot him this year if I would have got the opportunity, but bigger buck that was back here, like last year, kicked him out pretty early. But now that big buck is dead. So, with him being dead, I'm hoping this coming year he will hopefully hang around. Crap, it's lazy. But this is a little piece on the back side of this field here. I want to see how much work it would take to open this up. I know it's wet down here on this bottom side. I'm pretty sure top side of this. There's a ton of deer tracks in here. A nice rub right here too. But I want to see how much work it would take without cutting everything out of here. Man, look at the deer tracks in here. Look at that. This place is tore up. There's a rub right there on that tree. There's another little set of rubs right there. But let's see how much work it would take in here. Here's a bed right here. Show you. You guys can see it all depressioned out right there. Let's see how much work it would take to. Here's another bed and another one. They're bedding in here quite often. Right there's a bed. There's another bed right there. But like I said, we'll find out how much work it would take to get some sort of a food source in here of any kind. There's some really, wow. There's a big buck bed right here. This is why you guys want to do this now. It's old. It hasn't been used in a while. Well, I take that back. There's a bed on the other side that was just used since the snow. Or more recently. Look at the size of that bed. Right here. And there's another one. Right there. Big bed. Real big bed. Okay, so without even saying it, that makes me want to not do a food plot here because I don't want to take away from this bedding. My battery's about to die. I might have to switch back to the other camera if it dies. It already died on me once. So it makes me almost not want to do a food plot here at all because of all the beds that are in here. I didn't realize the deer were using this so much as bedding. But this is why I wanted to come in here now and find all this information out now. That big 8-pointer, I bet you're using that bed. And that confirms what I was thinking from summertime scouting, is that he was using some sort of bedding right around here real close. Alright everybody, both my cameras are dead. So I'm going to have to close out this video, but I'm going to close it out like this. Guys, this is a good example of what not to do. We had some people come in here, hung a tree stand on this property, didn't have permission to have a tree stand on this property. And they cut down a whole bunch of stuff. You can see right here, they left all these branches, that, all this over here, all these branches here, all the branches there. And if I got enough time, I'm almost running out. You guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, but we got all them branches over there, all these branches over here,